And welcome to this playoff edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Coach, you wrapped up your regular season on Thursday night with a pretty good pounding of a good Cannon County team.
Yeah, I was real pleased with the way our guys came out senior night, and had a great crowd, and they just come out and performed, and we were firing pretty much on all cylinders, and came out of the game a little bit banged up, but overall I think we're going to be pretty close to 100% by the time we get to the Friday night playoff game.
We'll take a look at that Friday night playoff game at Signal Mountain, plus we'll look back at Cannon County right after this from the Union Bank.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC.
And back here on the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Coach, your guys got off to a good start the other night. Cannon County had a big kickoff return, though, that could have turned this game around had they not been a little bit undisciplined.
Yeah, you're right. It was 14-0, and or actually 13-0, and kicked off to them, lost containment, gave them the edge, and they had a touchdown, and about 4 yards before the kid got in the end zone, he decided he needed to wave and kind of hold the ball back, and officials called a taunting, which happened before they got in the end zone, which ended up putting them on about the 15-yard line, and the defense held them, and it was big turnaround. I think that was a turning point in the ball game in a lot of ways, Gary.
It seemed like after that, some of the wind was out of Cannon County's sails, definitely.
Well, I knew they were a physical team. I knew number 11 had good speed. We talked about that on our show on Monday beforehand, and they just didn't play. They didn't play discipline and made some mistakes. And we've done that this season a couple of times. Just like we go back to the Sequatchie County game, we had them two. 3rd and 12, 1 3rd and 12, 1 3rd and 13, and our penalties gave them first down. So, it happens. It's high school kids, and but you hate to see a kid make such a great run and then be undisciplined and do something like that.
Coach, offensively, your boys moved the ball pretty much at will.
We did. We executed well on offense. We had a couple of busts in our linemen as far as. When a defense is penetrating, trying to get upfield against this offense, it's vital that our guys get ahead in front and not let them get upfield. Because when they get upfield, obviously, guys that are pulling, guys that are running misdirection plays, they knock them off track and get them out of it. And besides that, other than that, we got to get that fixed because defenses are going to play two different ways. They're going to sit back and read, or they're going to penetrate and be aggressive. And against us with the way we pull linemen and stuff, a lot of teams want to try to penetrate. So we've got to work on that technique. But other than that, we pretty well fired at all cylinders.
Coach, your defense played an outstanding game. You gave up a touchdown late, but that's when your younger kids was in the game.
Yeah, they did. The first defense, we've over the transition of the season, over the course of the season, we've transitioned from an odd front to an even front defense, and some of that's got to do with just the things that have happened during the season. But we put Josiah Headings in a one technique, and he just dominated there, played really well. Daedric Phillips and Cole Cooper are both playing outstanding in, and I think Cole Cooper's playing the best football that I've seen him play in his career on both sides of the ball. He's really being a leader for us on the field.
Coach, you did have a couple of breakdowns though in the special teams.
Yeah, we did. The kickoff, obviously, with Johan West kicking, he can put it, pretty close to where we want it. And, we said, hey, let's take it across the field this time. There's a gap over there. Make sure you stay in your lanes, and we didn't. And, it's been a thorn in our side for the last year or two, and we've got to improve in that area.
Coach, this was a huge region win.
It was, and, it put us in third place. Going back to the Sequatchie game, and I just seen so many things that just little things. One thing that happened to us in that game was a a big part of our defensive game plan was to slide over into a 50 look with Josiah Headings walked up at the weak side end. And obviously we all know he took a knee shot on the knee in the first offensive play of the game. And that just took us out of our plan, and that's not making excuses, just what happened. And we just didn't have anybody to fill in that spot for him and ended up going back into our stack defense. And since we've kind of went to the forefront. But, going to the next game, Signal Mountain, they're a lot like Livingston, except they throw a lot more tunnel screens and they run the ball more.
Coach, you mentioned being banged up. Who all came out of that game banged up?
Well, Zach Gibson come out with a sore AC joint. Had X-rays and everything seems to be all right. We're still trying to get Aaron Talent back going at 100%. Bryce Slavens did a good job filling in for him at guard, and but Aaron's a big old kid, moves well, and we played him a couple plays the other night, and he just couldn't go yet on that ankle. Josiah Headings is continuing to get better from a sore knee, and we just getting him well. Cole Cooper, he was sore after the game, had some shots on the ribs and stuff, but everything's fine with him. Just sore, and Landrick Lefevue, he was pretty banged up after the game, and those guys today, they seem to be fine. Which the way they hit and are aggressive, those guys are going to be sore. But I think, barring Zach Gibson, how he's doing, he's got what they call a sprained AC joint, and sometimes that's kind of like a sprained ankle. You get over it pretty quick, and then other times it's pretty annoying. So we'll just have to see how he does. Landon Martin, we just got him back from a shoulder injury like that, and I think in the off season he's going to have to have his probably worked on. But overall though, for the course of the season, it's been a pretty injury free season as far as any extremely serious injuries. The only one that we've had all season actually happened in a no contact drill. Nobody was around him, and that was to Isaiah Strong with the ACL.
Well, the Dragons going to need all hands on deck this week as they head to Signal Mountain for round 1 of the TSSAA playoffs. We'll take a look at Signal Mountain right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And back here on the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Coach, this week you got Signal Mountain. What do you know about Signal Mountain other than that they've won 6 in a row?
Well, they did. They have, and I think they've just improved as the season went on. Last year, their quarterback, number 10, was more of a stationary passing type guy. Number 3, who was a flanker split in type for him last year, they've moved him to quarterback. They ran a little wildcat with him last year, and he's a good runner and passer, so he's a dual threat kid for them. Number 2, taller, quick receiver. He runs a lot of tunnel screens. They do a lot of things with him, getting him the ball in space. Quick kid, and then number 4, he's kind of the home run guy. He's probably the quarterback's number 1 target, and that's got some weapons. Number 28 in the backfield. He's a quick kid, small kid but quick, runs hard. So we're going to see some of the Upperman style running game with the Livingston type passing game.
Coach, offensively, what do you got to do to move it against them?
Well, I think just looking on film, I feel like we can move the ball on them. They're going to run a slant 50, which we've seen a couple times this year and struggled with a little bit and had some success with it too. So it's up front. It all starts up front, Gary. Our line's got to do a good job. This is a quick defensive line. We just talked about when they're penetrating, and this is a line that's going to try to penetrate and get in your backfield, and we've got to do a good job of getting our head across that penetration and not letting them get through gaps. But I think we've got a size advantage compared to their D line, but they're going to put 10 in the box. They did last year against us. They run a 50 and they walk those two safeties up at about 5 yards, just like linebackers. And we're going to have to be able to have an answer for that.
Coach, defensively, your secondary is going to have a big night.
They are. They're going to have a big night. They rose up and played really well, I think, against Livingston. This team's going to throw a few more bubble screens and, just tunnel screens and things like that are quick underneath. And our inside linebackers are going to have to do a good job recognizing that, along with our defensive ends, because they'll pass block and just let you go, and then boom, they're coming underneath with a tunnel screen with that guard and tackle coming, and they're setting a lane, and number 2, he's pretty good at running, so we're going to have to do a good job on that.
Your special teams can't have breakdowns this week because these guys are going to be much more disciplined.
No, they can't. I think their kicker's probably equivalent to Livingston's kicker, probably one of the best we've seen. He's going to put it in the end zone most times. It's not a week we're going to have to spend a lot of time on kickoff return because most time he's going to put it in the end zone. But on the other side of it, got a couple weapons back there running the ball, with the equivalent to Drake and Miller back there. They've got some speed guys, and we've got to do a good job of where we're putting the ball on kickoffs, and we've got to stay in our lanes and converge on it. And we've had times this year where we've done a great job at that, and we've had times this year where we've had some guys that just for whatever reason just not stayed in their lanes.
Coach, last year was able to beat Signal Mountain up here. They've got to be looking for some revenge there.
Well, sure, they are. We ended their season last year at our place, and this year we're going to their place, and they're going to be fired up, and they're going to want that. But our kids are going to be fired up too because we know that for us to have another shot at possibly playing Upperman or Loudon, we've got to go through Signal Mountain. So. I think it's going to be 2 teams coming out, and playoffs are you survive and move on, and if you don't, you start putting the pads up and talking about to the sports guys about reconditioning your stuff. So for our seniors, and there's 15 of them, I know this is going to be a game that they're going to want, and if I have to spend time getting them fired up about this game, then we'd probably be in trouble, but I don't think I'll have to.
Coach, give us some numbers, both sides of the ball, for the Signal Mountain squad.
Well, number 3, I mentioned number 28, 35 on 35 on defense. He's not a big kid, probably 165, 170 pounds, but now he's all over the football field. Good linebacker. He had a really good game against us last year from the backside linebacker, and we've got to do a good job of chipping off and getting him blocked. On the offensive side, number 4, number 7, number 2, good receivers for them, guys that can tall guys that can run after the catch. And then number 28 in the backfield, along with the quarterback, number 3. They're pretty solid runners.
Coach, you mentioned it earlier. To stay in, you got to win. There's no tomorrow if you don't win, and they got to be ready to play on Friday night.
Yeah, there's no when you get to the playoffs, it's just survive and move on, and you've got to come into every game ready to play. I feel confident our kids are going to come ready to play. I felt like last year the first round we played outstanding. The second round we went to Red Bank, and I just didn't think we played as well as we was capable of. But I know there's a large group of these guys that's on that team last year, and I know how they felt after the game, and I'm sure they're going to remember that. And hopefully they come out ready just as soon as they step on the field, ready to get after it and play hard.
We need that 12th man.
Yes, we do, and it's a pretty good trip. It's a pretty long trip, but it will be 6 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock Eastern, and we hope to see everybody out there supporting the Dragons.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us, and best of luck as you start the playoffs.
Thank you, Gary.
That's going to do it for the Dragons for this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. The Dragons going to be on the road Friday night for round 1 of the TSSAA playoffs. Be sure to join us down at Signal Mountain. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. Note that early start because they're on Eastern Standard Time, so we will kick off at 6 o'clock on Friday night. You be there. Until then, I'm for 15104 Sports. I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.